It's that time of the month again to answer questions asked by donors who donate $5 or more a month on Patreon and now Maker Support. Links to both are in the description. Travis Retriever asks, what's your favorite food and why? I generally don't like to do favorites or that sort of thing because what you do then is eat it every chance you get and then it's not your favorite anymore. Kind of like your favorite song that you listen to a bunch of times and then you get sick of it. Or your favorite comedy movie that you've seen so many times you have it memorized and it ceases to be funny. But basically, I like anything chicken related, especially fried chicken, figures since I'm from the South, but I like other stuff too. I'm partial to Indian food, shellfish, I like a variety. Just Another ANCAP asks, what is your favorite book about politics? What is your favorite book on economics? I'd have to say politics, probably Healing Our World by Mary Ruwart. And for economics, Economics in One Lesson by Henry Hazlitt. But ask me again when I'm in a different mood and I might give you two different answers. See what I said in my previous answer about favorites, like as a Doctor Who fan, I get asked who my favorite doctor is, and I've just taken answering whichever one I'm watching at the time, because I think that's a good approach to that sort of thing. Jason Maltz asks, do you think the culture wars have helped or hurt America? Oh, hurt, definitely. Nothing good comes from that kind of thing. Are the issues worth arguing about, or are they a distraction? Oh, they are a complete distraction. Come on, we're $20 trillion in debt. The Trump administration is stepping up the war on drugs. Education is worse despite increased per pupil spending, and they're still going after charter schools, which are actually doing better. We got major energy issues, including environmental, but no one wants to implement the only real solution, which is nuclear energy. The news media is just a circus of lies and other distractions to the point where you're more informed if you're completely ignorant than if you get your information from the news media. That aforementioned culture war has just set race relations back 50 years in this country. Yeah, they're a huge distraction from the issues that matter. Pipsqueak asks, when do you think Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies will settle down? Right now, people are treating it more like an investment rather than a currency. And a volatile currency is no good for a merchant because it means the price of their goods is constantly fluctuating. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on with the cryptos, but they've all gotten creamed in the last month or so. And maybe it's just a regression to the mean from the stellar year they had in 2017, but geez, as I write this, every single coin in the top 50 has gone down in the last 24 hours, and most of them have gone down something like 20% just in the last day. And basically this has been going on since mid-December, although they're still not down to where they were at the start of November. But I don't know. We're going to have to see a lot more adoption than we have now, but I think the Bitcoin core developers really set us back. I mean, Steam was great with accepting Bitcoin, but thanks to how Core has completely mishandled Bitcoin, they stopped accepting it, and who can blame them? I mean, who's going to buy a $30 game if you have to pay another $30 in transaction fees? And then Steam would have to wait several days for the money. But the problem is, they didn't switch to another crypto. They just stopped accepting cryptos entirely, and that's bad. If the bad experiences with Bitcoin cause people to stop using any crypto, even ones like Dash that don't have that problem and never will. All of which I guess is a roundabout way of saying I have no idea, but there we are. Riley Barker asks, what's your opinion of Sam Harris and his claim that there's no such thing as free will? Personally, I don't see how the determinists haven't lost the debate long ago. And it's ironic you have atheists like Sam Harris advocating for it, considering it was originally a religious idea that God knows all outcomes to the end of time, which of course quantum mechanics debunks nicely. The whole point of a theory is to overlay it on top of a part of the universe and use it to make decisions. And however useful and effective the theory is for doing that, that's how good the theory is. So we have this theory of free will, and we overlay it onto human beings, and we get all sorts of benefits, like the concepts behind our legal system, or a lot of stuff in psychology, all sorts of things. While determinism, what benefits does it give us? I can't see any benefits that it gives us whatsoever. Also, isn't determinism kind of self-contradictory? I mean, how did Sam Harris decide that he didn't have the ability to make decisions? And how could you determine if anything is true if you were always going to come to the same conclusion regardless? I mean, it's like saying something cannot have a cause, so it must be caused by something else. I I'm saying this badly. Basically, he's saying there can be all sorts of causes for the decision he makes except himself. He's just arbitrarily removing himself as a cause while allowing basically anything else in the universe to be a cause. As for nihilism, I see the same problem. Nihilism means there's nothing of value, but then that would mean that there's no value in a nihilistic view. And if a nihilist insists that I can't say that he's wrong, well, by the same token, he can't say that I'm wrong when I say he's wrong, and when I say that nihilism is a load of crap. And if you tell me that you know nothing, my first question to you would be how you know that. I mean, you knowing that you know nothing would be knowing something, and therefore you don't know nothing. There's one thing that you know. Yeah, it's just that pseudo-intellectual, pseudo-profound garbage. I lump all of that together with people like Deepak Chopra, that sort of thing. Finally, Josh Havens asks, could you give a quick top 10 reasons why the United States government should not exist? Yay, a top 10 list! So, the top 10 reasons why the U.S. government should not exist. 10. Like all governments, it does everything through coercion. That should be enough for any sane individual, but in case it isn't, I've got 9 more. 9. Poverty was going down before the war on poverty. Now it's going up. Drug abuse has gone up since the war on drugs. Terrorism has been escalating since the start of the war on terror. Anything that can wage a war on something and cause more of it doesn't deserve to exist. Number 8, how about the fact that it can't even keep heroin out of its own prisons? Anything that incompetent doesn't deserve to exist. 7, their solution to a financial crisis, where a lot of people were spending irresponsibly, was to take money from responsible savers and give it to the irresponsible spenders. Anything that insane doesn't deserve to exist. 6, because they thought that no one should be paid less than $7 an hour, they passed a minimum wage, resulting in more people being paid $0 an hour. 5, and this is just one example, but the Jax wallet, which you can use to send and receive all sorts of cryptocurrencies, comes in at a tick over 8.5 megabytes, at least the Android version does. The Federal Register publishes 10 megabytes in new regulations every week. So which one actually makes your life better off? Which one do you have more use out of? Which one gives you more freedom? Number 4. America incarcerates more people per capita than any other country in the world. 6 times as many as people per capita than China. Number 3. Governments gave telcos and cable companies monopoly power over certain areas and then whined about their behavior and said that we need net neutrality. Can there be any good that comes from something that would do that? Number 2, if a private company screws up, it loses business and might even go out of business if they don't shape up. If a government agency or a government entity such as a school screws up, they get a bigger budget. And the number 1 reason the U.S. government should not exist, the best 2 people they could give us to choose from to run things were Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. What more needs to be said? Until next time, stay strong and be free.